Good morning, everybody. Romel Santiago here once again. So, one of the things that I'm super excited about is the topic today. The topic today is all about self care. So, there is, for some of my clients, I actually send them this handout that's called 99 Coping Skills. Self care is how we take care of ourselves. There was a post recently, and I'm sure it's old as shit. But there was a post recently in one of the therapy groups on Facebook that I'm a part of that says somebody said that what folks are doing now is not self care, it's aftercare. And I love that because what self care is preparation, it's prevention, it's everything, it's preparing for what is going to happen. Aftercare is taking care of ourselves after something has already happened. And crisis management is trying to make sense and organize shit as it's hitting the fan in the moment. So there's prevention, self care, there's aftercare, after the fact, and then there's crisis management, which is as shit's hitting the fan, I'm trying to control everything so that I can lose my shit after this happens. Self care is how are we showing up for ourselves? One of the things that oftentimes gets pointed out with my clients is when you get your paycheck, you done worked all this time. When you get your paycheck, what do you do with it? Well, I pay my gas, I pay my light, I go grocery shopping, I pay this, I pay that. You have just showed me, you have just told me. Your bank account has shown you that you have just prioritized everyone else over yourself. Why are you not paying yourself first? We have this idea that I have to pay off everything. I have to take care of all of the other debts before I take care of myself. Why are you working? You're working to take care of everybody else. You're not working to take care of yourself. Yeah, but I can't do. Mm, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would suggest touching base with a couple financial advisors. Everybody's going to be different. But from a clinical point of view, from a therapy point of view, you have just demonstrated to me that you are prioritizing other people, other places, other entities before yourself. Great. One of the other things that comes up is how much PTO and sick time do you have? Well, it's funny you should say that. I'm maxed out. You have just told me that you have prioritized your job, what you do over yourself. You're telling me that somebody is paying you to not come into work, to take care of yourself, and to relax. And you're actively choosing to show up to work. Yeah, but my work is demanding. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but that. Look, I'm a fucking therapist. If a client calls and says, hey, I am on the verge of killing myself, I am legally obligated to tend to that client. Yet, I still take 3 vacations a year. Yet, I still take extended weekends. Yet, and this is my company. I have employees. How we are showing up for ourselves, how we are showing up not in response to everything that has already happened, but how are we carving out time for ourselves so that we can recharge? How often do you take your cell phone and plug it in? How often does that happen with your laptop? How often do you do that with electronics? How often do you do that with, I don't know, I'm looking at my Nintendo Switch. How often do I do that with that? My watch. We plug in our electronics because we want to make sure that they have enough juice, have enough energy, have enough life to show up for us when we need them or when we want to use them. How are you plugging into yourself? How are you recharging yourself? Most of us are operating on this idea that we're already burnt out. And then we push and push and push all the way through till we collapse. And then we're, we're forced either to go to the hospital, to lay in bed, we're forced to recharge in some way, shape, or form. Aftercare. And that's forced aftercare. But how are we making sure that we're taking care of ourselves before it gets to that point? How do we know when our battery is becoming drained? Um, for me, I don't know that. I have no stock in this particular company, but that's what I love about Garmin, right? It tells me my body battery. It tells me when, yeah, you're exercising too much, or you're working too much, or you're doing this, or your stress levels are too high. Your body battery needs to be recharged, right? A watch is telling me that. How am I learning my own habits? How am I learning what my red flags are, my warning signs are? How am I making sure that I'm carving out time for myself before it gets to a place where I'm past a crisis? How am I carving out time for myself in preparation for? I know the holiday season is coming up. I know. And normally, the last 2 weeks of October, that's my vacation. That's my vacation in preparation for the holiday season. That's my self care. My aftercare is the second week of January. My aftercare is great. This is done. Holidays are over. Taking another cup. I'm taking a week off. Right. Self care is in preparation for. I know what's about to come up. I know it's going to be difficult. So I'm going to ask myself, what do I need? And then when shit is done, when everything's done and over with, right? I ask myself again, what do I need? I praise myself for being able to check in with myself, and I praise myself for getting through what I just got through. So I'm going to encourage you all to take some time and begin carving out, even if it's a couple of hours, even if it's just walking around the block after dinner once or twice a week, right? In preparation for something. But begin looking at your habits and exploring, is this self-care, is this aftercare, or is this crisis management? How am I showing up for myself? So I know that was a lot, um, and I do know we have to pause, but I hope you found this useful, and I hope you all have a wonderful, amazing rest of this beautiful day, and I will see you soon.